What is going on, everybody? Alfred Ezman here with World Baseball Network, joined by a special guest. We have Jacob Wallace, a freshman pitcher down at Louisiana Monroe, a native of Quebec, Canada. Jacob, thank you for taking the time to be with us today.
Thank you very much for having me.
Yeah, so we'll get into college stuff in a sec, Jacob. I definitely want to get into you and the Warhawks and what you guys have been up to. Before
Yeah.
that, though, at World Baseball Network, a lot of the news we specialize in baseball is international baseball news, hence the name World Baseball Network. So I want to get into your background a little bit. Let's start with Quebec. Talk about the place, what it means to you, baseball there, stuff you did in your free time. Basically, give us a rundown on everything that happened with you in Quebec and what it means.
I started playing baseball at 4 back in Quebec. I grew up, I was playing something called Double A. It's the Tigers. It's the Lac St. Louis Tigers. It's coached by Vincenzo Assalone. I did that. I played for about 5, 6 years there. Then when I was 14, the ABC called the Academy Baseball Canada. It's the best 60 players in Quebec.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, we there's a program, and I got called to go play there. So that was my that's where I played for 4 years before coming to this. And honestly, I wouldn't have like it's great. I love that place. I love the coaches, especially the head coach now, Marc-Antoine Bérubé. Cal Gélina, the pitching coach, Mathieu Dion, another pitching coach. They were just great for me. It was a great fit for me. We travel. I've been traveling since I'm 14, playing in Quebec, going everywhere to Atlanta, to Florida, wherever you want, wherever you name it. And yeah, it's just been a lot of baseball. And it was rough because it was like an hour away, an hour or two away while I was training, and I would do that every day for 5 days straight.
Wow.
I go to school from 8:30 to 12:30, and I'll take the bus and the subway all the way to where I train in downtown Montreal. Practice for like 3 hours, 4 hours, and then come back. My parents would come get me, and then get home at like 7:30, then eat, do homework, go to bed. Same thing for 5 days out of the week. So yeah.
Yeah, absolute grinder over here is what I'm getting at. And that's awesome. And obviously it paid off for you, while you're in Canada and stuff. You won the MVP for the Academy Baseball in Canada. You talk about that. I mean, like you said, you're playing amongst the best kids in Quebec,
Yeah.
and you're the MVP out of all of them. What does that mean to you, winning that award?
Obviously, it was an honor. It was very. It felt good getting it. Like the from all the work that I put in, actually like seeing something like the results, like getting through, like being called MVP. And I don't want to. It's not tooting my own horn, but yeah, I was. It was very fun to see. It was very fun to see the that that's what I got there. And like I said, and it's very. The talent is really good. Like everybody's really good in our team. And I wouldn't have done it without the players, the coaches, and my family. So it's fun to, yeah, I'm very appreciative, grateful about that.
Yeah, of course. And then just playing for Team Canada in general, you know what I mean? Like that's got to get your blood flowing, anybody playing for their country.
Yeah.
You already got a taste of it kind of. In the future down the road, I know you're young, you have a lot of time in your baseball career, but in the future down the road, do you want to continue to play for Team Canada in some of these international events? Because we cover these like crazy, like the Caribbean series right now. Not that Canada would play in that, you know what I mean? Like geographically speaking.
Yeah.
But just international events in general, do you want to continue to play for those for Canada?
Oh yeah, 100%. I love representing my country. Those were those trips for the 2 years I played, they were amazing. Made great friends, especially for it was an honor playing for Greg Hamilton too, the head coach. He's a
Hmm.
great guy, great coach. And it just I loved every second of it, of those trips. And of course, 100% I'm going to play for Team Canada later on.
Yeah. Yeah, it would be awesome, right? A dream come true and stuff. But until then, you have a season right in front of you down in Monroe, Louisiana. Talk about, well, first, before we get into that, talk about how a kid from Quebec hears about the Louisiana Monroe Warhawks in the Sun Belt? Like, how does that work? Because you've been committed to these guys since 2023, unless I'm mistaken. I
Exactly.
mean, how do you hear about these guys? Dive into that for me.
I mean, it all started in a tournament in Atlanta in PBR Lake Point. Coach Mac, Ryan McLaren saw me there. He texted me, called me, and we kept in contact. And then like you said, I committed in 2023. Went on a visit before that. Sorry, went down here, and it just felt like a family. Like all the
Mhm.
coaches were very close on that visit. They were all the guys. We went. There was a tailgate, and they it was. I wasn't nervous. Normally, I'm nervous to like meeting new people. Oh, like everybody is, but it's just I got there and I felt good, inside. Like I just like felt like I belonged here,
Right.
and it just I loved the visit. Kept in contact, and then we just kicked it off from there. Committed, and now I'm here.
Yeah, what are some things you've learned at the college level thus far? I think when I think of Sun Belt teams, I'm the college baseball writer for our website. When I think of Sun Belt teams, they're tough, they're gritty. It's teams these bigger schools don't like playing. They're a challenge to play. So what kind of have you learned? Have you learned things like that about Monroe since you've been there? Talk about that.
I've learned 100%. I've learned that it, there's a lot of good baseball players everywhere.
Hmm.
Like coming from everywhere. We got some dudes coming from Texas, from Louisiana here. We got some other dudes coming from Alabama, from everywhere. And a lot of people are very good. But we're kind of like the Warhawks were preseason, we're kind of the underdogs, I guess. But I think we have a really solid squad this year. Like I haven't seen last year, but I can tell you we're really good in my opinion. But as like I said, it's my first year, so it's kind of hard to base. But I'm really excited to play, and I'm really excited to play the big schools because we play Arkansas, and
Oh yeah.
that's gonna be fun. I'm really excited to play there, and it's just like even the Cajuns, Louisiana, Lafayette, they're really good too. Coastal Carolina, we've got some dogs, like some really good teams, and even us that are the underdogs in that league in the Sun Belt, we're I think we got a really good shot this year. So
Yeah,
we'll
I
be.
mean, like you said, the schedule is just challenging. I mean, for people who are out there who don't know the Sun Belt as well, going to Coastal Carolina is a tough series. Going to Troy is going to be tough. They're ranked by D1 baseball. Louisiana Lafayette, I would imagine you guys have, that kind of rivalry brewing those two schools. And then, like you said, you get to play Arkansas this year, and that's just an awesome experience in general. So that'll be fun. You dived into it a little throughout the fall, and as you guys have started to kick practices back off before the season, what kind of things have you learned about yourselves as a team and the pitching staff? Dive into that a little for me if you could.
I mean, I learned that we have a really great pitching staff. Like I thought coming here, back home, I was the quote unquote dude, I guess. Like
Hmm.
and coming here, you're just like a regular guy. Like you got to build yourself, like your name again. And I'm learning that like a lot of people were the dudes here, like back home, and now they got to build it back up. So there's a lot. We have a really good pitching staff and even a hitters too. But I think, yeah, our pitching staff is going to be our strong point. I guess it's the backbone of the team. That's what we got to be, and that's what we got to do to be good. Like a good pitching staff, in my opinion, wins baseball games. So that's
Yeah, of course. And I mean, what's some things? What are some things? I understand. In the Sun Belt, it's just a dogfight. Week after week. What are some things your coaching staff has talked to you about as far as adjusting to that? Because obviously, like I said, you're gonna have to go play teams like Coastal, Troy. On these consecutive weekends. What are some things the coaching staff has said to you in order to help you kind of balance yourself through that tough stretch of games?
I mean, he basically you just got to take like one game at a time and just not. It's a it's an opponent like another. Like the
Mhm.
jersey is just whatever. Like you see the guy, and it's a human. Like sure, the teams might be good, like Coastal, or whatever, but he's still like a baseball player, and you could still like baseball's a weird game, and like people, the underdogs can win, and it could be surprising. So you just gotta, you don't care what people like who you're playing against. You can't care about people who like you're playing against. You just gotta be there and do the best you can.
Right.
That's what, yeah.
And I know what you mean. Yeah. And then I guess the last thing I have for you before we wind down, what are some things people out there should know about Louisiana Monroe? Last year this team, it was a tough go at it in conference play, 11-19, a conference record and stuff. Obviously, you guys are looking to flip the switch this year, and you're a part of that. You're a freshman, you're new to this whole program. So, what are some things that people should look forward to about this team? Because I understand, like you said, Arkansas has a big college baseball audience. So they would like to know maybe, some stuff about your team, what you guys are about before you head up to Fayetteville and play them. What can people look for out of this Warhawk team this season?
I say we got some dudes, man. Like just because watch out, I think we got a really good chance of surprising people. Very, we're gonna be a surprising team. We've got a lot of talent, and we've we're just ready to play against whoever we want. Like we're gonna do really good. I'm sure we're gonna do good. Just watch it.
Yeah. If everyone has the same grinded out mentality as you, I'm sure this team will be a tough one to play. Is that
Oh yeah,
right?
yeah. We got some dudes hitting. Like I could. I'm in my dorm right now. And I got a perfect view at the field, and the lights are on right now at the field, and I see people hitting. So we, I'm telling you, everybody wants to win in this team.
Right. We're itching for 2025, that's for sure, right?
100%.
All righty. Well, Jacob, thank you so much for joining us today. It was good to talk to you. Glad to hear about, your background with Quebec and excited to see you in your first freshman season down in Monroe and excited to see the Louisiana Monroe Warhawks this year. So thank you.
Perfect. Thanks for having me, man. I'm excited to play. I'm excited to show what the Warhawks can be. So.
Yeah, very good. Well, everyone, thank you so much for watching. This is Alfred Ezman with World Baseball Network.